Good morning, everyone. It's Dandadan Monday, and yes, I forgot last week how to pronounce it, but who's keeping track anyway? Anyways, 167 was pretty fun. Very low-key for sure, but has a pretty interesting turn of events where, despite not having Turbo Granny any longer, Okarun is now as fit as a pro athlete. This is pretty interesting, so we'll delve into that, and as well the whole tiny old man thing with Momo in the library. So this should be a lot of fun. Let's jump into the chapter. Real quick, I'm a Gamer Subs partner, so use code CTATICS and get 10% off all orders from tubs, shakers, merch, and nutritious snacks. I personally recommend some Goof Juice this week. It's got that Cuphead 1930s American animation vibes and tastes exactly like the 1930s, believe it or not. Go ahead, ask me what it tastes like. I double dog dare you. Thank you for your support, and thank you to Gamer Subs for being an amazing partner. All right, so we begin the chapter picking up immediately from 166. Momo, holding on to Okarun's earlobe, so cute, spots a tiny old man fairy. So Momo is like, hey, Okarun, look over there, you sack of shit, it's a fairy. But Okarun seemingly wasn't able to spot it like Momo was. However, it's unclear if the fairy disappeared before he could see it or if Okarun simply couldn't see it. Okarun even thinks for a moment it could be the famous old man cryptid. However, Momo brings up it looked a lot like the guy a lot of famous celebrities see. Which I guess this is a Japanese culture thing because I'm not familiar with any old men celebrities talk about seeing a lot. I mean, I could make some pretty awful jokes about that. I could, but I don't think I will. Anyways, Momo figures that it could possibly be that because she's so small, she is able to see them, which was my theory from the last chapter. I mean, it just makes so much sense to me. If you have to squint hard to see one, then if you're tiny like a fairy, you should be able to see it, right? But I mean, what do I know? I'm just a chibi wearing a Survey Corps outfit. Though I do find it interesting, Momo mentions that what happened to her possibly happened to the old man too, and this opens up a Pandora's box of possibility. Because questions arise like, did the old man go through exactly what Momo did? Is he a remnant of the Jumanji arc from a previous time? If that is the case, then how was he able to break out of the game? Also, are there other games? Was he cursed by another granny like Turbo Granny? I mean, I'm just so interested in what this could mean because if this arc starts to build off even more from the last arc like it seemingly already has, then I don't know, guys. I think this could turn into something even more amazing. However, the break is over and they must return to class, but Momo decides to stick behind and look for this old man. Now, Okarun, like a super duper good boy, is very worried about his wife, and trust me, the way she nagged Okarun at the beginning of this chapter means they're absolutely married. At the very least, common law. But I do find it notable that Momo reassures him she'll be alright and asks him if he's worried about her. Which he says outright, I'm super worried about you. I mean, it is just so cute. Okarun cross Momo is just, I mean, it is just so easy on the heart. You love to see it. I mean, it's also another example of Dandadan's boundless joy and positivity, which is one of the series' biggest strengths. I mean, it also means Okarun is more comfortable being open about his feelings towards Momo even more now that he's expressing how worried he is for her vocally. Plus, I mean, they're also kids, so being able to express that is a big deal, and I think a notable example in Okarun's character progression. It also builds upon Gigi and Okarun being in this sort of, I guess, pseudo love triangle thing with Momo, and usually I'd rolled my eyes at this, but Dandadan doing something as played out as a love triangle, to me, is another core component of the series' strength. Dandadan makes things fun, not contrived, and so it feels natural, which for seemingly centuries, love triangles are the long, overplayed tropes purposefully put there to pad things out with needless drama. Dandadan, I mean, well, it's one of the series that makes it seem natural, and that is why it's not a big deal. So as Sakata emerges from his labyrinthian home of books and shelves, and the ever kawaii Desuka alien simply repeats Momo's name, both Ira and Gigi ask her the plan and if they want to come with her, but Momo tells them she's staying here to check out something. Okarun, also being a cutie patootie, tells her to not move around so much as to not draw attention to herself while they are gone. And I have to say, just this ridiculous panel. I mean, if you think about it, just look at it. I mean, they're all in a line, they exit it in overly stylish fashion. I also love how Sakata calls them all jerks too. I mean, this guy, Jesus, good lord, good god, this man has no riz. Which also I think is a kind of why he has Riz too. It's like a negative Riz that cancels itself out, sort of like bankruptcy. Ira also thinks the name of the Historical Culture Research Club is lame, and I say, she's just a hater. But as they all leave, Momo is reassured, feeling good, and filled with hope that she'll be able to return to normal. I adore the positivity. As the next period begins, Okarun and Sakata must go to their PE class to run in pairs. And as Okarun continues to worry about Momo, he's snapped out of it by Sakata, who, an out of this world revelation, but get this, tells Okarun he's out of shape. And sometimes I truly do wonder if Tatsu has some grand plan for Sakata that we just don't know about. Until that day arrives, this man is a fraud. Turns out he's got an old leg injury that keeps nagging him at this age of, what is it again? Oh, around 15 or so? He asks for Okarun's time in the 50 meter. Of course, it's 9 seconds. So hearing this, he tries to mooch off Okarun and thinks he may be able to get away with it, whatever it is. And that's when freaking Hace arrives, the guy with the nasty attitude who coasts on his good looks and asks Okarun to run with him. And I mean, this guy is a just straight up classic school shithead. Though I do love how the coach tells all the fangirls to get to the gym. And I gotta say, this guy sort of looks like a One Punch Man character. Don't you guys think? Anyways, it's set. Okarun and Hace run together, and his time is about 6 seconds. So Hace also tries to run with marginally fast people, but not people as fast as him to keep up this air that he has around him and keep him looking impressive to the girls. In other words, he's sort of like Sakata without the bankruptcy. A tool. To put it simply, Okarun creams him and gets 5.8 seconds on the dash. And not only that, but he gets 30 meters, doubling Hace's 15 meters. This is literally like Joe Manganiello, how do you say his name in Spider-Man? Same energy and everything. You name it. The standing long jump, the sidestep test, the shuttle run, all of it. Okarun smashes everyone in class and comes out not only on top, but with insane leads over everyone else. And obviously, everyone is extremely impressed, to the point that the coach tells him he should try out for the baseball team. And even after losing Turbo Granny's powers, Okarun is still massively improved physically, which makes sense. If you run at hundreds of kilometers an hour, your body will, no matter what, if you're relying on these powers or not, likely get more physically fit. Or there is the alternate scenario where her powers are semi-embedded into Okarun, so he'll always be physically fit like a pro athlete forever, and maybe even be turned into the Turbo Granny form he has, sort of like how Momo herself is currently dealing with being small. And as well, I'm just spitballing here, Smalls, but I think Okarun is about to enter his popular phase too. He's absolutely smashed Hace and everything, and I imagine those girls who were once fawning over him will now be spending their time daydreaming about a shy nerdy boy, and I'd even suspect that you may see Hace even try to imitate Okarun's style some. In many ways, this arc may be a lot of nice comeuppance, but at the end of the day, I think Okarun is just way too nice to be interested in this stuff. Instead, I think Momo may get worried about all the attention he's getting. Or heck, who knows? It may all go to his head, and Okarun, while getting to experience these new things, will ultimately just go back to the way he always was. Normal, shy, nerdy boy, just like Rivers Cuomo in the Beverly Hills music video. Because the truth is, he doesn't stand a chance. It's something that you're born into, and he just doesn't belong. All right, okay, last week we met our goal. Finally, the channel has reached 1,000 subscribers, and let me tell you, that is a very difficult milestone to reach for any channel, content creator or not. So it means a lot to me, so thank you very much. And so, the deal we made, I will be covering in the coming weeks all of Dandadan's Turbo Granny arc, just as promised. And if you want updates on progress on said videos, then join my Discord. We chill out, we have fun, we watch stuff, we play games together. I promise, it's a fun time. It's also a fantastic way to keep up with my 5 other channels. Thank you all so much for your support. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.